Hi everyone, and welcome. This is Dark Ephemera, Dark Arts and Crafts, and this is my ASMR channel or quiet chatting channel, whatever you want to say. I will be tapping a little bit and scratching because I got some new paper in. There were some sales, and I love a sale, and I love new paper. So let's get started. Today's pack is from Tim Holtz Ideology. It is a 12 by 12 sheet, 12 by 12 inches. It's got 12 by 12 designs, 6 by 6, 2 by 2, 3 by 4, some borders, etc. 36 pages altogether. It doesn't say how many designs there are. Tim Holtz usually has double-sided paper as well, so I may have to do this sideways. This set is called French Industrial, and I think it's fairly old. It's not a recent one, but I've never had this pack before. Very rare for me to find the 12 by 12 Tim Holtz paper, so I'm super excited to take a look at this. Still sealed, so you and I are looking at this for the first time together. All right. Oh no. Tape is not coming off very nicely. I love new paper, new to me, so I very much enjoy looking at all the details. Just throw this away. Okay. Not sure how I'm going to flip this open. Wow. So I've seen other Tim Holtz pages, so we're going to see this design in smaller and smaller and smaller versions of it, but very cool. An old letter in French from 1881, maybe? That's a very extravagant one. So the opposite pages are probably going to be fairly plain. This has a little grunge on it. That's nice though. Like wallpaper. Cool. More French. (1884). Oh, the same background. Look at these guys. Quite the murderer's row, eh? Ah, the same, only in red. Lots of lovely grunge already on the corners. A receipt from a paper company. How funny. This is in a pale gray. The first two were black, then a red, and now a sort of grayish color. A whole letter. This would make a fascinating background. I almost want to tear it out so that I can use it, but I just try to remember what different papers are in different packs. Hopefully I can get myself organized sufficiently. Okay, now the background is different. Chevrons or diamond shapes, but with some writing on it. And hard to see, but a big stain. That's very cool. Bicycle goggles, and that is so cool. Old advertising is cool. Oh, same thing. It's a little paler. I guess the backgrounds aren't going to be all that interesting. Another receipt. Another dangerous looking man. Again, same thing. Let's try to see if you could see the difference. This one's a little lighter. This one's way darker. It's like changing the contrast. Another letter. More of the same. Now, one of my favorite things, a map. I love a map. Tim Holtz's cardstock is really thick. I thought cardstock would be a standard weight, like 65 pounds. They don't always say what the weight is, though. And but this always seems heavier and stiffer than a lot of the cardstock that I get. Cool. More writing on a wallpaper. Okay, now we're starting to get into some mixed things, where you've got a letter, pretty straightforward, but then also here some stuff that could be, I don't know, stamps on the outside of an envelope maybe. Wow, these are awesome. That's interesting. There's so much detail in each letter. Pretty straightforward ledger. The handwriting is sufficiently obtuse for me not to be able to figure out what is being sold here. Cool. Probably composite. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the same things. These stamps are all the same, just different shades. These are all different places. And then there's like a letter behind here. So now we're getting into the kind of layered stuff. Yep, this is very straightforward. Very nice suitcases and toiletries. Ooh, and a typewriter. I want to go to these addresses here and see what's there. See if there's still some chocolate there. A straightforward letter. Image layered on top of this, guys. We're now getting things layered on top. This diagram here, this image, bulletin. Buttons, cotton, tires, needles, pins. It's a tire. It's a tire. Oh, it's a ribbon, probably. Tires. Suspenders. Scissors. Cotton. Oh wow, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I don't know what the size that is. Well, this is 4 inches. This is not 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So a little shorter than 3, maybe 2.5. Business cards. Gibson. Photographic Studio. G.W. Hills. Photography. Oh, these are probably the backs of photos, because they would have an advertising of the photography studio on the back. Mr. Gibson there was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, West Huron Street. Okay, another ledger, another invoice. Oh, we've seen all these guys before. We've seen these folks, this guy, these folks. Nice collection of people. We've seen these guys. A lot of mugshots. And you can easily cut them apart. Another invoice that's been stamped. Or a check, maybe? Yeah, I guess it's a check. Oh, music. I wish I had more music sheets in my collection. I need to go out to a used bookstore and start collecting different things that I can find. They'd hate me though. They'd be all like, "What are you going to do with this?" "Oh, I'm going to cut it up for my art." Oh, sad. So these are the letters in 6x6. We saw these as full 12-inch pages, but now they're 6x6. Very cool. Another set of 4. The alphabet. Basically all of them. I guess this wasn't really for cutting out. It was a whole page. Yep, same with this one, I guess. Music. And now, ooh, even more tiny. Pages with the backgrounds. Sort of plain versions of the backgrounds. Teeny tiny. Again, the fronts, backgrounds. Yeah, 2x2, all these. Some repeats. Interesting. Here and here. You could either use this as a whole background or cut off the little pieces. I don't know. They're awfully tiny at this point. Borders. Smaller. A piece of border down there. Good. Zoomed in versions of some of the pages. A little bit more. Even as backgrounds, these pages are interesting. You don't need to cut these out as borders. Okay. Well, I'm going to flip it so we can quickly go through the back side because they were interesting, but kind of all over the place. So they actually had the same backs, you see, as the larger sheets. So it all matches. Stripes. This was fascinating because it has the backs and the fronts. It's the same. Stripes, stripes. This receipt, this receipt. letter, letter. So as you cut them out, you'll get the same thing on the other side. So this one's bulletin, and on the back is the bulletin. Now these were the 6x6s. They had the same background as the larger pieces. And here's the diamond shapes with a kind of letter in the background with this cool stain, this cool water stain running through it. The striped pieces. More wallpaper with writing in different tones. It's kind of hard to see, but these are all actually exactly the same. They're just, the tone is either really deep or it's very, very light. Probably the same for this as well. This is so dark, especially around the edges. Stripes. They might have also done some kind of color thing with this, because red, brown, black, gray. And here are the full-size backgrounds. This is a letter to Henri. You can almost read it, but not quite. This material has a texture to it, not physically here, but just you can see it photographed or scanned. Fantastic. So it has a look more of like a wallpaper for sure. And more wallpaper with a vague printing in the background. Darker, lighter, grayer. I could just imagine someone adjusting the color levels. That water stain, man, really is cool. Gray stripes, brown, black, and that's it. And here's a quick look at some of the images with their backgrounds. So, and then of course you get all these 6x6s, these 2x2s, and then these smaller ones. So much stuff going on. So that, if you liked it, you can find it somewhere. Tim Holtz's Ideology Paper Stash, French Industrial, 12x12 papers. That was very enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for coming along and having a little chat with me about paper, my favorite subject. I hope you have a great, enjoyable day. Thank you, and happy Halloween.